In the latest CNN University of New Hampshire poll, President Biden emerges as the frontrunner, leading former President Trump by a significant 12-point margin among potential 2024 voters in the state. According to the poll results, 52% of respondents would cast their vote for President Biden, while 40% would support former President Trump. A notable 8% remain undecided or express a preference for other candidates. While it's important to note that this is just one survey, it offers a compelling snapshot of the political landscape in New Hampshire. Despite the early stage of the election cycle, these results indicate a trend that may resonate in future national polls. One key takeaway from the poll is the significance of suburban and swing state voters in shaping the electoral landscape. These demographics often hold the key to victory in presidential elections. Understanding the preferences of these voters will be crucial for both parties as they strategize for 2024. There has been ongoing discussion surrounding President Biden's age and the desire among some Democrats for alternative candidates. However, the New Hampshire poll shows that 94% of Democrats would still rally behind Biden if he were to run again. This data suggests that, while enthusiasm may vary, Biden continues to maintain strong support within his party, especially when pitted against Donald Trump. Even among Republicans, there appears to be some hesitancy regarding Trump's potential candidacy. While he remains a prominent figure in the party, this poll indicates that not all Republicans are fully enthusiastic about his return to the presidential race. Some other candidates are gaining traction in New Hampshire, highlighting potential divisions within the GOP. The ebb and flow of public opinion regarding President Biden's strengths and weaknesses is a recurring theme as the 2024 election approaches. However, when moments like this poll emerge, they serve as reminders that Biden's standing remains robust, despite concerns about his age and occasional fluctuations in approval ratings. Notably, this poll reveals a significant decline in support for Ron DeSantis, who has now slipped to fifth place among Republican candidates. DeSantis' campaign appears to be struggling to regain momentum, with little indication of a turnaround in sight. Additionally, some Republicans are exploring alternative candidates like Nikki Haley and Chris Christie, which could indicate a level of uncertainty within the party regarding Trump's candidacy. New Hampshire, while not a traditional battleground state like Michigan or Wisconsin, has been leaning Democratic in recent election cycles. Both parties are investing resources in the state, recognizing its potential significance. President Biden's lead in this poll suggests a favorable starting point for his campaign in New Hampshire. The White House's strategic outlook emphasizes the expectation that as the campaign intensifies and President Biden actively engages with voters, the positive impact of his economic policies will become more apparent. The goal is to boost poll numbers as Americans experience the benefits of these policies firsthand. Another factor in play is the likelihood of Donald Trump's continued legal battles, which may not sit well with independent and swing voters. Regardless of their level of enthusiasm for Biden, these voters may be driven to support him as a means of avoiding a return to Trump's presidency. Looking ahead, it's worth considering the evolving dynamics within the Democratic Party. While some Democrats express reservations about Biden's age and leadership, there is a growing consensus that the 2024 election draws nearer and the prospect of a Trump presidency looms larger, many of these concerns may fade. A notable trend is emerging from suburban voters who, although they may not fully embrace either candidate, are determined to participate in the electoral process. They are adopting a strategy of voting for all other candidates on the ballot and leaving the presidential choice blank, indicating a potential challenge for Trump in key suburban areas across the country. Lastly, the economy remains a pivotal issue. Despite concerns about inflation and rising interest rates, the White House remains optimistic that economic conditions will improve in the lead-up to the 2024 election, bolstering President Biden's chances. In conclusion, while it's important to interpret one poll cautiously, the CNN University of New Hampshire poll offers valuable insights into the early dynamics of the 2024 presidential race. President Biden's lead, concerns about Trump's candidacy within the Republican Party, and the role of suburban voters are all factors that will shape the narrative as the election season unfolds.